Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna to all devotees assembled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all devotees.
Hare
So-
Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. So today we will start the discussion. Today we have been asked to discuss 13.23, nature, the enjoyer and consequences. In that verse number 23. So let me start with the prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Urmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I will read the verse and share for everyone's benefit also. So we are looking at chapter 13, nature, the enjoyer and consciousness. 23rd verse. Upadrishtano mantacha bharata bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapi ukto dehe asmin purushaha paraha. Translation. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul. Okay, so this chapter, nature, the enjoyer and consciousness, is starting with a question by Arjuna. So there he is actually asking this question to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like this. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purushaha, the enjoyer, so not Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field and the knower of the field, the field and the knower of the field, and of knowledge and object of knowledge." So Prakriti, Purusha, field, knower of field, knowledge, and object of knowledge. So these 6 things he wanted to understand. And Krishna is explaining everything one by one. In that respect, this particular verse is coming, this 23rd verse, where he is saying, yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul. So now let's try to understand this. So in the body, in the field, what we discussed, what we would have been discussing is that the body is known as the field of activity. So in that field of activity, there is this enjoyer. You can enjoyer, when you say there are 2 enjoyers. The monist think that there is only one, and therefore they think that that enjoyer and the ultimate supreme Lord are both the one, because there is no difference. But Krishna is very clear. He is saying that there is yet another one. Why is he saying yet another one? Because there is this soul which is sitting in that field of activity. But there is yet another one. There is one more sitting inside the same field of activity, which is the body. And he says that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is called Paramatma. So what is the meaning of this Atma and Paramatma? So this Para is actually transcendental. So this Atma is beyond this material conception. This Paramatma, that is not of the material world. While this Atma is also of the material world, but it is actually having the ability to be, have a tendency to fall towards the lower nature that we will see later. So what is the difference between these two is important. This Paramatma is actually, while inside this field of activity, is not actually engaging in the activity of the field. That is important. He is there, but he is not enjoying in the activities which the field is doing. Whereas the Atma is more interested in the activity of the body. So this we can see. The Paramatma is not connected, it's not at all attached to or whatever is happening in the field of activity. That is why it is in the earlier slokas, you will see somewhere it is mentioned that the Atma is responsible for the suffering and the happiness. That means the Paramatma is not at all into this happiness and distress, because he is not connected to that. Even though he is sitting inside that field of activity, he is not connected. But this Atma is more and more involved with the field and with the activities of the field, and therefore there is distress and happiness. So why is this person, the Paramatma, sitting inside along with that thing? In one way, if you see, he is actually the friend of the Atma. If you really see, a friend is someone, if you really define a friend is someone who's always there by your side. That is how we define friendship. A friend is not someone who's there when you are having everything good, everything is going good, you are having a person who's enjoying with you. But the minute something becomes topsy-turvy in our life, that friend vanishes. We see this in material world. As long as you are powerful, as you are influential, people flock to you, say, "Oh, Prabhu, you are great." But the minute something goes wrong with us and they are not able to get the benefit, or we may take one, they may sense that we may now need their help, they will vanish into thin air. That is not a real definition of a friend. A real friend is someone who's there through all the ups and downs of that person. And who can be a better example than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna? So that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's the friend of the Atma, is always there with him, whether he is in the spiritual world or he is in the material world, having fallen down due to material affliction. The Lord cannot abandon him. So he is also sitting along with this friend inside the heart, inside the field of activity. But since he is always always transcendental, he is not illusioned to think, okay, no, I am part of this field and therefore I need to simply be enjoying this field or suffering because this field is having some problem. So he is transcendental and therefore he is not affected. But this enjoyer inside the body, who is the Atma, who is also one of the enjoyer who is sitting inside the body, is completely ignorant of the spiritual nature of him, because he is identified with the body. And he is not, in a way, looking at that Paramatma to a take direction. He is simply wanting to enjoy. And this friend who is sitting along with him, he is trying to make him see sense. Boss, this is not what you are supposed to be. Come out of this, this kind of a mindset. But unfortunately, this soul is not able to listen to that. And he keeps on desiring more and more and more and more things in the material consciousness. And we all know that Atma does not have the ability to really be the proprietor of anything. This is the reality. Like if there's a servant in the home, nothing belongs to the servant, everything belongs to the master. The servant, if he needs to take, even though he's working in that home, if he needs to take something from that house and use it for some of his personal requirement, he will need to take the permission of the master. Right? So like that, even though we are sitting in this field, which is also not created by us, all the Pancha Indriyas are not created by whatever. You may be the greatest scientist, you may be the greatest of wealthiest person, but you do not have the proprietorship over these 5 elements. These 5 elements are belonging to someone else. The combination of these 5 elements is this field of activity. Therefore, we are only taking it on what you call, we can't even say taking it on lease, because we are not giving anything in return. Therefore, it is simply given to us by the mercy of the Lord. So it doesn't belong to us. Therefore, then whatever we are desiring, then we need to take permission. So to give that permission, that super soul is sitting with us. Okay, you keep on deciding, I want this, I want this. He's sitting there, okay, you want, okay, let me decide, I will give you. So he is there as a witness. He is there to give permission as the overseer, as the maintainer. It is mentioned, no, that maintainer word is given. There is this particular word which is used to know. Bhokta. Bhokta. And individual soul is Bhukta. Prabhupada is writing. The individual is Bhukta, or the sustained. And the Lord is Bhokta, or the maintainer. So we are being sustained in this field of activity, or the body. But who's sustaining the soul is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is sanctioning, okay, you want to do this, okay, here I'm giving you the facility to. So the 3 modes of nature, once the Lord gives that permission, okay, you can do this. You are desiring it so badly. I know it is not good for you, but you are desiring, because that we will come to why I am desiring. That's another thing. But I am desiring, and I am saying that the Paramatma is saying, no, it's not good for you, but I am insisting. I said, okay, I will give you this permission. And once he gives the permission, it doesn't mean that the soul can do the thing. No. Because we have seen in the earlier verses, the soul is never the doer. You cannot do anything. But then how come, I am such a great man, everybody is appreciating me. That's fine. That is not what you are doing. That is the 3 modes of material nature which are making it happen like that, so that you are seen as the doer. But you are not the doer. Therefore, the 3 modes of material nature, once the sanction is given by the Lord, the 3 modes of material nature are under his control, and they execute it in such a way that it comes up in front of us so that we can enjoy it. So this is that role of the Paramatma. One is he is super merciful, that he does not abandon the living entity because he is going in the wrong way. He is there. Just think about it. If the body is a very nice body, which is all in nice environment, it's okay. But just imagine the soul goes even into the stool, right? There are so many germs in the stool, but that soul is living in such a wretched condition, but this Paramatma is also living with him. Just imagine. The Supreme Lord is taking so much of difficulty to be with the soul who, out of envy, is taken to this field of activity, taken to this body. But the soul, the super soul, the Lord who is represented as the super soul, cannot abandon him. So he comes there wherever he goes. Okay, you want to go into that gutter? Okay, I will come. What to do? This is the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I mean, sometimes if we realize that my friend is such a great personality, and how, but we sort of ignore that friend, but look for so many other so-called friends who are always backstabbing. In Gita, there's one verse where, if you have to have a husband, who better than Krishna as the husband? If you want to have as a son, who better than having Krishna as the son, like that? So like this, Krishna is the ultimate in anything for a soul. The super soul is basically a representation of that Krishna. Now, why did this soul actually come to this point is he has got independence. That is, minute independence is there. Just like Krishna has unlimited independence, the soul, which is also qualitatively one, has minute independence. And because of this minute independence, he is envious. Oh, Krishna is having unlimited enjoyment, but I also want to have enjoyment. So he uses, how do I do that? That means focusing only on me, because you are actually enjoying in the spiritual world. But the envy is, no, why you should be the center and everybody should enjoy. I should be the center and everybody should enjoy, or rather I should enjoy. And okay, if someone else enjoys because of me, that is great. Like we see, when we are opulent, all our friends, we are very happy when our friends enjoy, because I am the source of your enjoyment. I get that feeling. Yeah, chalo, it's okay. You also enjoy. I feel I am the giver. I am providing for you. This kind of a mindset. Because Krishna there is the enjoyer, but everybody is getting enjoyed, but in the process they are getting happiness. I want to imitate that. I want to be the center around which every enjoyment should happen. And I should be the provider. So that minute independence is used for that. And therefore Krishna said, okay, if you want to do that, of course it is not the right real position. It is artificial, but if you want to do that, so be it. Beyond a point, he does not like to control and make everyone like a robo. Robo one day will just go out of control, right? Today we are that's the fear, right, in the artificial intelligence world. That today we are creating it in a way that they are under our control, but the day will come when they will start behaving independently. That fear is there today, world over. So maybe we are that kind of thing, which because of that independence, we wanted to become. But Krishna is not like this human where he is having fear. He says, okay, you want to become independent. I will create a world where you can do all these things. So he puts that goal in a different place. He creates an illusionary place where you can think you are the enjoyer. Go, enjoy there. Think of whatever that you are the enjoyer, be there. But then you can't anyway do it because that is not possible for you. So I, as Paramatma, will come along with you and be there with you and make whatever you are thinking, I will make it happen through my abilities, through my three, the three powers of Sattva, Rajo, or Tamo. Through that, I will make it happen for you. You keep on enjoying like this. But at the same time, the Lord sitting inside the heart is actually, Prabhupada is writing, instructing that soul from within and without, he is saying. Without is through these literatures, through the Sadhu and Shastra. So he is giving instructions, he is giving a knowledge. Hey, this, you see, you read this verse, you read this book, you see this Sadhu who is telling you this. That way, the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, through them, he is instructing us from without, telling us that, we are actually in this state because of our envy and using our minute independence. And this is not good. But in reality, we are supposed to be so and so in the spiritual world, being so happy, situated in our natural constitutional position of being a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having a specific relationship with that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's instructing from without, and from within, he's giving that instruction. That's why we can see so many times that when we want to do some nonsensical thing, there is one side of us which tells us, don't do this. That inspiration is coming from that Paramatma. This is not good, this is not good. Many a times, you think of someone, I want to, it's a long time since I spoke to this person. Maybe I should call him up. Suddenly you will find a call coming from that person. Then how is it that I thought about you and you are calling? That is the Paramatma's sanction. Because the Paramatma is situated in this field of activity as well as in the other field of activity. The other person's heart also is sitting as Paramatma. So he knows, okay, I have a desire to connect to that other field, and therefore he makes that other field call you. These things. Many times we have this. Sometimes, most of the times we think this is coincidence. It's not coincidence. This is the action of the Supreme Lord. If we are finer consciousness, we can understand all these things. It is mentioned, Prabhupada writes, the Paramatma has arms and legs all over the universe. Whereas the Atma has arms and legs only in this body. So that Paramatma is situated everywhere. And it is the same Paramatma, therefore he understands every field of activity fully. This Atma does not fully understand, even though I am sitting inside the body, I have so many trouble in my body, but I can't understand all of them. Even though I am sitting and I call myself the owner of this body, I don't understand all my body itself properly. But that Lord understands perfectly well how this body is functioning, what this body is experiencing, what this body will experience, and what this body experienced earlier. I will not remember what last week, something, some specific time, this time what I was doing. But the Lord knows what I did 1 week back, this particular time. Not just this body, the trillions and trillions of bodies or the field of activities, he knows everything. That is the difference. And he's also saying this Paramatma is the representation of the Lord, while this Atma is also his energy. That is, it's also his energy, but it is called marginal because this has got this independence, and because of this independence, it is choosing to be in, in the associating with the lower energy of the Lord. Because the Lord has two different energies, the superior energy and the inferior energy. The superior energy is the actual spiritual world. The inferior energy is the Lord's material energy. So both are the Lord's energy, but this inferior energy or the material energy is not a very desirable one as far as the Atma is concerned, because it is temporarily manifested by the Lord just because the Atma is desiring. Otherwise, there is no need for this. So that and why he had to create that is because this soul is having this independence, he wants to enjoy, so he is creating that. Therefore, the soul is actually considered the marginal energy. That means it is sitting in between. It has the ability to go to the superior energy or to the inferior energy. And by and large, lot of souls, again, it's not like all the souls. There are, like if you look at a city, inside the city, there are, like if you have to take Bangalore, we may have 1 crore people possibly, more than 1 crore possibly. Now, of all these people, there is also a jail in Bangalore in which there is like some 10,000 people or 5,000 people who may be in the jail. So it's like that. Therefore, in the original, what you call the superior energy or the spiritual world, there are, let's say, 1 crore plus people. But there is always this 5,000 people in the prison like that. These souls which are in this material world are very less compared to those. But there are those people who have this tendency to steal, to take other people's possession, which we don't belong, but I think I am the owner. I take that, and as a result, I end up in the jail. Like this, we think, I am the enjoyer, everything belongs to me, and therefore, okay, you go to that place and you think you are like that. So this is like compared in a way, like loosely, if you think this is like a jail. So this tendency to be in this, what do you call, in this lower, the inferior energy of the Lord, and the tendency to go back to that superior energy of the Lord. Therefore, it is called marginal. So it can slip to either side, just like the cat sitting on the wall. They say, it can jump on both sides, whichever side. Therefore, this soul is actually called marginal energy. Inferior energy, superior energy, and marginal energy. But we are still part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of God. We are also, but we are not God. We are the energy of the God. Without energy, without the energetic, there is no energy. That we need to understand. Energy is different from the energetic. Energy is something which is manifested by the energetic. But if I mistake it as that I am actually the energetic while I am the energy, then there is a problem. And that is what is happening in when it comes to the soul which is struck here. So now this Paramatma feature is here in this inferior energy. But the minute the soul actually decides to go to the superior energy or back to Godhead, back to the spiritual world, back to Goloka Vrindavan, there you don't have the Paramatma feature coming. The Paramatma feature stops here. So once I come to that point of time, I go into that Viraja, I take a dip, and I come up from that Viraja river, I take a dip and come out, my, what do you call, the Sukshama Sarira also goes. And I get my original transcendental form. I come out of that in that original transcendental form. And at that time, the Paramatma feature is also not there with me. He's been there with me in the heart all along, I was telling, as long as I am in the material world. The minute I am going back to the spiritual world, there I will now be facing the original Lord himself by a representative, directly Krishna. I am going to be there with him 24/7. He is going to be physically present right in front of me, not inside me. So that is the difference. In the spiritual world, there is no Paramatma feature. But in the material world, there is Paramatma feature. In the spiritual world, the original Lord is there as he is, and I have a relationship with him. And that relationship is very exclusive. It does not require the, like there are trillions of people. How will Krishna give time to me? No. Krishna is available for you exclusively 24/7. In that relationship I have with Krishna, there is one Krishna for me. There is one Krishna for you. There is one Krishna for everyone. That I will always feel exclusive, that he is only interacting with me. There are this thing. So as soon as we go, there is one Krishna waiting for you to, like, he will come and embrace you. It's been mentioned. I have heard such classes. There, that Krishna is exclusively for you. That Krishna is dedicating himself to you exclusively. This is possible in the spiritual world. We can't imagine it. How he is so busy with everywhere. That's how he can be dedicating time for me. Yes, he will exclusively dedicate 24/7 for us. We have seen these examples, right? Krishna manifesting into 16,108 forms and lived individually with each of the queens. And when he danced with millions of gopis, every gopi felt Krishna is only dancing with me. He is not dancing with the other gopi. Everyone feels like that. But then that means that many Krishnas are there, which we are not able to comprehend how it is possible. That is Krishna. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I end here. If there are any questions, comments, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Having gone to the Goloka Vrindavan, Prabhuji, having gone there by any chance, some people do go there. Is there any chance that they'll also fall down if they don't obey the strict rules?
Okay, so see, if you see this verse, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad-gītā, Yad gatva na nivardante taddama paramam mama. Once having gone there, you do not return back. This is Krishna's words in Bhagavad-gītā. You would have gone through this verse. Yad gatva na nivartante. Talking about that spiritual planet of his. Yad gatva na nivartante taddama. So once you go there, you don't return back. And that place is my
Abode.
Dhamma, he's saying that is my place, he's saying. So that's Goloka. But this is like 99.99% true in the sense, like if I have, for example, I fall down while I'm on the road, I suddenly fall down into the ditch. Right? Now I go into that and I'm like, the ditch is already filled with so many filth. It's not a dry ditch, and everything is so badly thing. I get up and somehow come out of it. Now, do you think I will ever go back into the ditch?
Never.
Common sense prevails, I will never go back into the ditch. Now, that is why Krishna is saying, Yadgatva na nivardate taddama. If you have experienced something, when you had a false understanding and you tried that, you experimented with it, you went through hell. And then you come out of it by somehow, and then you say, oh, I will never do this in my life again. I don't know what made me get into this nonsense. I will never do it. Many people reform immediately, right? But there are a few who may still not get it. So Prabhupada is saying, because you have this, what do you call this, minute independence. We saw in this verse also. Because you have this minute independence, there's a minuscule chance that I may again think of envy, I may again become envious of Krishna and want to come down here. There is a possibility. While Krishna is saying Edgatvana Nivartante, it doesn't happen. But there could be, the world is full of possibilities, right? So if there is someone who's so bad, he still wants to try once more, may be possible. Prabhupada has, I have heard this from Prabhupada in one of the recordings. It's possible, but why do you think of the most extreme cases? It doesn't happen. Like, it's not a rule. Maybe it may happen in 1 in a trillion or 1 in a many trillions like that. But generally, you don't come back. Because, see, the idea is how you are able to go back is because you have now realized. We say that, right? Only when you realize you can go back. What is the meaning of realized? That full knowledge that I am the Atma and I am actually the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I was envious of the Lord. I came here and therefore I am suffering. And now I have come to this realization that I should not be taking this stand. I should actually go to my original state. And in that state, I will be peaceful and happy. This is realization. And once you come to that realization, you go back to God. So the probability of you coming back is literally zero. But then there is always a minute possibility.
So we were not in Goloka before.
So that is the biggest question. There is no clear answer. Some of us may have been there and come back. Some of us, because the Prabhupada is saying, see, this has happened so many trillions and trillions and trillions of years ago. It is very difficult to ascertain how it happened. So Prabhupada gives this example. See, you have fallen, if supposing there's a ship and there is you are standing all on the rails in the thing. Suddenly one fellow falls into that water, right? Someone is pushed and he falls into this water. Now, once he in this water, someone is just immediately dropping a rope and say, you catch it and come. That fellow says, no, wait, hold on. I want to see who pushed me. Only if I know, I will come back. When we say that, we just want to go back immediately. After going back, we will figure out who pushed me, why did he push, and all that story. So Prabhupada is saying like that, just first think of getting back to the spiritual world. Then you can do all these inquiries.
Research
So we don't know really, where I started, whether I came back from there. Or for example, it could be I was in Goloka Vrindavan and my first time I was envious, I came here. Right? Or people like me could have been the second time, we don't know. Right? So it's very difficult.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We better learn our lessons properly, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank
That is why.
Thank you.
That is why we have Prabhupada coming and giving so clearly. Every verse he repeats the full Krishna consciousness philosophy for us so that it gets so hard into our head and we don't forget it ever.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I just have one question. I did not understand that we are not doing anything. The three modes of material nature is doing things.
Yes.
And the soul is just desiring. And then how come I didn't understand how the three modes are doing things.
Yeah. So, see, we are actually spirit, right? And we are caged inside this body. So, you may look like you are moving the hand, you are moving the leg and all that. That is, that's what is seen from externally. Something is happening, some big thing is happening in this material world. We immediately think, because I moved my legs and arms, because I tried this, I tried that, and therefore this is happening. This is our illusion. But the fact is, the soul has no ability to do anything in this material world. Therefore, how does this happen? That whole thing happens is because the soul's capacity is to desire. Like I desired there, right? When I was in the spiritual world, I desired, Krishna, I want to be the enjoyer. Everything should be centered around me. Okay. That is not good, but okay, if you want. So he is creating this place for me to be here and do that. Therefore, even this place is created by him for him, not that I created that. Now, here everything also happens as per his direction. But I have a desire, no, that I should think I am the enjoyer. Okay, you think you are the enjoyer. So I have a desire. I can only desire here. And when I desire, the manifestation happens by the permission of the Lord, by his energy. I talked about the superior and inferior energy, no? So all this material world is his energy. And they do it. We don't do it. This body, the field of activity itself is Krishna's. So the soul is not the one who is doer. All the other things which are belonging to the Lord as superior, inferior energy, that inferior energy is manifesting that so that I am able to feel like, oh yes, it has happened. My desire is fulfilled. So I am not the doer. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gītā, I am not able to quote that verse, but the English verse like this, he says this, you are not the doer. If you think you are the doer, you are the foolish person. The activities are done by the three modes of material nature. So I desire, and in this verse we saw Krishna is the sanctioner of that desire. Sitting as Paramatma, he says, okay, he's sitting with me inside my heart as Paramatma. And he's saying, okay, you have this desire, I will fulfill. So I desire, he sanctions, and his energy fulfills it. So effectively, I am not the doer. He is the doer, and he is the sanctioner. I am simply the desirer.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And I get one more question. When we are soul there in Goloka, how did we get desire to enjoy material being in spiritual world? Yeah. So how did we get that desire to enjoy? That desire is because of our envy. Like as I said, no. When we see Krishna in the spiritual world, everything centers around Krishna. Prabhupada writes, in the spiritual world also there is man and woman, that is husband and wife. But there is no enjoyment of between these two like how it is seen in the material world. Everything is centered around Krishna only. So effectively, Krishna is the only enjoyer there. Everything is enjoyed. But how they get enjoyment is when they are enjoyed. The Purusha means enjoyer. And Prakriti or the other one is enjoyed. So Krishna is the only Purusha, that way enjoyer. That's why we say Purusha is enjoyer. Then everything else is being enjoyed. So this is the original state. But when we are being enjoyed, we get happiness. This is the reality. But somehow, some of us consciousness becomes that, no, why? That's okay. But I want to be the center around which that enjoyment should happen, not you. This is envy. And that is not practically possible in the spiritual world. Just like if you say water should become hard. Okay. If you say water should become like a square cube, that is not possible. Inside the normal circumstances, anywhere where it is there, it is not possible. Then how can you make it like this cube? Okay, I will create a separate world called a fridge. Inside that fridge, this kind of a thing you can try. So this is a kind of a conditional situation. Like that, I think I should be the enjoyer. That is not possible. I should be the enjoyer. I should be the Purusha, and everything should be centered around me. Not possible. But if you want to be like that, I will create a separate world where you can think you are like that. And therefore we came here. So it is because of envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The propensity to enjoy independent of the Lord, not along with the Lord. No. I am enjoying, I am agreeing, but I want to enjoy independent of you. But here, everywhere, you are only there. No, I don't want. When we have this envy, why you? No, I should be the center of that enjoyment. That is envy. Because of it, okay, you want to do that, you go there. Then the next point is put this, but only if we are pure, but only if we purified, only can we be in the spiritual world. How envy being bad quality we have in spiritual world. Yeah, so when you are an individual, Krishna is saying, no, I have given you the minute independence. So when there is an independence, all possibilities are there. Is it not? See, these are very finer aspects of it. These are qualities. Like, it's not like, envy has to be there here only, it cannot be there only. It's a quality. And you have independence. Because ultimately, if you really see, this place is also Krishna's. Why we are differentiating this and that? Everything is actually belonging to Krishna. For the sake of these different circumstances, we are placed in different places. This place is called inferior energy, that place is called superior energy, but ultimately everything is Krishna's. So there's nothing big to differentiate. That's why Prabhupada says, no, you can make this place Goloka Vrindavan. You don't have to say Goloka Vrindavan is only there. And we say, no, Prabhupada says, wherever Prabhupada is, wherever pure devotees are there, that is Goloka. Prabhupada, when he was in America, that is Goloka Vrindavan. America is the worst place from a material, what do you call, all these, what do you call, from a spiritual point of view, it's a very, very bad place. But Prabhupada did not see it that way because he was completely in that consciousness of Vrindavan. So it didn't matter like that. So we don't have to get too much obsessed with, here and there. All these qualities are there everywhere. But that is not manifest there as much as here. But for some very rare, that envy manifests there. That, oh, I want to be independent of Krishna because you have that independence. Does it make sense? See, there, if you really see, there may be gopis who are envious also. Like, oh, that gopi is doing, I want to do. That is spiritual envy. So envy as a quality will be there, but that is transcendental. So we don't have to just make it a thing that envy is only there in the material world, it is not in the spiritual world. But there everything is, the consciousness is spiritual. Here the consciousness is material. That envy, what we had to independently enjoy of Krishna, pushed us to this lower form of envy. Right? There we say, this lust and love. In the material spiritual world, love means it is for that, this one, our feeling for Krishna. But the same thing coming down here becomes manifest as lust. But original root is only real love for Krishna. Like this envy there is more like I want to serve more, better, more nicely to Krishna like that. But here it becomes why you, why me kind of a mindset. So that the qualities are there everywhere. Everything belongs to Krishna. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You are quoting this verse, Prabhuji, 3.27. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you for that. That is the same verse. That is the verse I was referring to.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Prakritihi kriyamanani gunehi karmani
Karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate.
Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate means those who are in this kind of ahankara, that means in false ego, they think kartaham iti manyate, I am doing it myself like that. But actually it is done by the three modes of material nature. That is the verse. Thank you very much for that, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Swati Mataji is writing, but conditioned soul was never there. They tell in one session from Jiva Goswami book, only liberated souls are in spiritual world. Were we really on spiritual world before? So again, I keep saying, right now some of us can be in that spiritual world sitting here in this material world. So it's all a question of how you see the whole thing. It's about your consciousness. There are two different kinds of Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha. Two kinds of people are there. The Nitya Siddhas are always in the spiritual world. But there are people who are Nitya Baddha, they say. that means I am always bound by. But I was also possibly there. But because of my conditioning here, I have been eternally living here. But nothing stops me from going back there. Or nothing stops from someone who's there, Nitya Siddha, to come down here. It is possible. Theoretically, all this is possible. But in reality, the Nitya Siddha will never come down here. I gave that example of those people are, that complete realization is there and they are always about that. But there are one or two souls, again like me, who could still be very foolish, who could take that little bit of a fluctuation in mind because of which you could come. So the point is, yeah, you can, there could be like Goswamis have returned. Yes, there, everything is a context. So, it's a vast ocean. But the overall understanding is important that these two, both are still Krishna's energy. When we are not having a specific consciousness, we are placed in this in this place or in that place. That is all. It does not matter. But the point is, I am actually thinking away from Krishna. That is the problem. If you are able to understand that and try to make your consciousness in that way, it's fine. So it's not like I cannot become envious if I am in Goloka Vrindavan. It is said, no, it's very clearly said, because of our minute independence, I am having a tendency to fall down to material world. But till such time, I did not have a tendency. I was in the spiritual world. That is a reality. So it's not that, oh, I cannot develop such quality. We can develop such quality. Yes. Fact is, only liberated souls can be there in the spiritual world. Because it says, even in the second chapter, it is mentioned, unless you come out of this, even if you have a minute desire to lord over material nature, you cannot go back to spiritual world. So you have to get rid of this complete material consciousness. Only then you can go back to spiritual world. So in that sense, your statement is right. Soul, only liberated souls are in the spiritual world. Yes. But sometimes the liberated soul, also because of that independence, minute independence, and because of this, some damage in the consciousness, can think of, coming into the state of coming to this material world. Possible. Is that okay, Swati Matani?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This envy thing, what we are you explained, can we compare it to Lord Indra when he envied Krishna and he took away all the coward boys and the cows, and then Krishna.
Okay, that was Lord Brahma who took away the covered boys and the cows.
Sorry, yeah, Brahma.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, see, but yeah, that is there. This is Brahma up to the Brahma planet. It is still only material world. Even Indra's planet, Brahma's planet, all of them are material world. So it's like here I am having envy. The same way Brahma is also having envy. Like if you want to call that envy. Brahma was actually not envious there, but maybe, he was more wanting to test who's this person. Let me figure out who he is, like that. But yeah, Indra was envious. He was wanting to have the puja for himself, no? Krishna said, stop this puja. It should not happen for him. You do it for Giri Govardhan. Why? He's only an officer. He's doing his job. Why does he want to puja, pratishtha, everything? Right?
Yes.
Envious of Krishna.
Yeah.
So that is correct, but that is also material world. Indra's place is also material world.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So this is little, in a way, little difficult to fully comprehend. And we, sometimes go with this one particular answer about, where was I there? And then how Krishna is saying, once you go there, you won't come back. Then how did I come back? But both are true. And if you want to really solve it in this, only if I understand this correctly, will I take up promotional service? That is not practical possible. That's why I gave that example. That was not given by me, that was given by Prabhupada. But if you are first get out of this place, then you go and research all these things. Because this is, time immemorial it is happening. Some could have come from there. Some could have been here for time immemorial. For when he came, nobody knows. So these are there. But at a higher level, if you are able to understand, then we focus on going back rather than where did I come from. Hare Krishna. So we will end here. There is no further questions or answers.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We'll end the session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.